Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be my spring reading plans. I'm sorry this video is a little late. I usually put it up right at the beginning of the month, but I haven't really been feeling my best mentally. I'm still kind of going through it, and I haven't really been reading, which is kind of sad because there are a lot of new releases that come out this spring that I would love to read, but we'll see how I'm feeling later. I have 25 new releases that I'm anticipating for the spring. I will link my Goodreads list down below that has all of these books. So if you want to know more information about them, the link is down below. I'm going to go through all of the new releases for March, April, and May. Then I will talk about the re-releases. Then I will quickly go through some of my other reading plans. But let's get into the new releases. So for March, there are a few that are already out because I am kind of late with this video. But the first one we have is Sight Unseen by Alexis Marie. I think this was originally a fan fiction, but it is now traditionally published. From viral online writing sensation Alexis Marie comes a lush contemporary fantasy debut that blends a slow burn romance with mystery and magical intrigue when the lives of a fatally cursed woman and a single father with a complicated past collide just as their quaint small town becomes a power-hungry serial killer's hunting ground. No Matter What by Kara Stone. This is a second chance romance. After a traumatic accident threatens the foundation of their happy marriage, a couple tries to rebuild and find their way back to each other and themselves in this tender, slow burn romance. In Time With You by Kristen Dwyer. This is young adult, but I love magical realism, so I'm really interested in this. A gripping, speculative romance about one girl saving her first love's life by falling for the last person she ever should, his best friend. If You Keep Me by Helena Hunting. This is the sixth and final book in the Toronto Terrors series. This is Tally's story. I'm very, very excited for this book. This is one of my most anticipated reads of the entire year. I cannot wait to see what happens in this book. It is already out and I haven't read it yet, but I'm very excited. The rest of the March releases are not out yet. So next we have is Love Song by Elle Kennedy. This is technically a spinoff of her Off-Campus series. This follows like the next generation, and this one is about Blake Logan and Wyatt Graham. I haven't really been enjoying Elle Kennedy's newest works. After the last two books of hers that I read, I was kind of like not wanting to pick up any of her books anymore just because her stories are just not for me anymore. I mean, it's about Logan's daughter and Garrett's son falling in love. Like, I have to read this. Darling Daffodil's Farm by Brittany Nicole. Rivals to lovers, grumpy sunshine romance about a young woman returning to her family's daffodil farm only to find someone unexpected running her daddy's business. I am a sucker for this cover, and it is giving like small town kind of cowboy vibes, but the cover is just stunning. The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. This is her newest contemporary romance. I don't really know what this one is about. I am behind on two of Abby's other books. I still have to read Just for the Summer and Say You'll Remember Me. Is that the other one? So I won't be picking this one up immediately because I do have two other books of hers to read first. So I'm going to try to concentrate on those first, then I'll pick this one up. But I'm assuming it's like a summer romance. Then we have Perfect Twist by Carly Jean. This is a sports romance and a surprise pregnancy, I do believe. I'm very, very excited to hopefully finally read this. It was supposed to come out in January, but it's been pushed back a few times, so hopefully this actually comes out this month. Good Girl Exception by Maren Moore. This is technically the second book in the Hellcats hockey series. I haven't read the first book yet. I do own it, but this one just sounds really, really fun. It is an age gap romance, forbidden, workplace, grumpy sunshine, bad boy, good girl, student and hockey coach. Like, that just sounds really, really fun. So I need to read the first book first, then hopefully jump into this one after. The Faraway Inn by Sarah Beth Durst. This is young adult, but I do believe this is like a cozy fantasy. After a devastating heartbreak, a teen girl decides to spend her summer helping her great aunt manage her quaint Vermont inn, but this fixer-upper is hiding a magical secret in this cozy and irresistible new fantasy. And the final new release for March is The Bridge Back to You by Rhys M. Nielsen. Exes discover they've both inherited the restaurant they love. Now on to the April new releases. So the first one we have is Rider by Jessica Peterson. This is the 5th and final book in the Lucky River Ranch series. This is obviously Rider's story. It's a small town cowboy romance. I believe this is Friends to Lovers. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm excited to read this. I also love the cover. Unbound by Peyton Corinne. This is the 3rd book in the Undone series. I have read the first book. I didn't love the first book, and I have no plans at the moment to read the second one. But this 3rd one, I have been seeing glowing reviews, early glowing reviews for, so I obviously added it to my TBR. Follows a college couple through first love, heartbreak, and the struggle to come together again. And I do believe this has like OCD rep. I believe it's also a hockey romance, which is also why it's on my TBR. The Summer I Found You by Jennifer O'Brien. A recently divorced single mom returns to her family's fixer-upper beach house and finds romance amidst the heartbreak and the truths buried under generations of lies. Boots Beneath Her Bed by Taylor Esposito. This is obviously a cowboy romance. A mysterious horse trainer with a dark past ropes the heart of a guarded ranch foreman in this steamy cowboy romance by debut author. Fragile Hopes by Lucina Coney. This is a heartfelt firefighter romance, cozy small town, age gap, and slow burn. I'm obsessed with this cover and love age gaps, love a small town. I'm very, very excited for this. Fastlane by C.S. Quill. This, I believe, was previously published. I think this might be a book that was published in a different language before, and it is now translated to English. And apparently it's going to be a TV show on Prime, which is interesting. It just says the Flatshare meets Elle Kennedy's off-campus series in this opposites attract forced proximity standalone from the international best-selling Campus Drive series, where a brooding bad boy and a heartbroken girl become reluctant college roommates. Death Meets Cute by Jay Penner. This, I believe, is like a cozy fantasy romance. Iris wants to be bad, truly bad, terrifyingly, gloriously villainous. But after helping her sister unleash a spell to throw the realm into chaos, Iris is left feeling strangely empty and still not the villain of her dreams. So she sets off to the quiet town of Fraywell to build her wicked legacy alone. Now onto the main new releases. The first one we have is The Last Page by Katie Holtz, a bookseller with a dream of running her beloved bookstore versus the owner's out-of-touch grandson who inherits everything. Heart's Landing by Melanie Harlow. This is the first book in a new series. 4 friends made a promise to live one night like it was their last. That night changed everything. It's been a while since I've read a Melanie Harlow book, and I usually really enjoy her small town romances, and I think this might be a second chance romance as well. Strange Familiars by Keshi Chow. Gwendolyn just needs to get through her final year at College of Magical Veterinary Sciences, and she spends her days using her powers to heal companion animals while her nights are spent studying for exams. As a top student in Magical Familiars, she is on track to be awarded Dux of the entire school, as long as the pretentious Harrisford Briggs doesn't beat her to it. Spur of the Moment by Juliana Smith. This is the first book in a new series, and this is young adult. I'm not usually big on contemporary young adult anymore, but again, this is a cowboy romance, and it sounds really sweet. 17-year-old Lottie was born to ride bulls, rodeos, big dreams, dusty boots, Bull riding was her whole life until the accident. Now her doctor and her family have grounded her for good. No bulls, no danger, no freedom. Then Walker, her former best friend, first crush, and the boy who once knew every piece of her returned to town for the summer. Then we have Dolly All the Time by Annabelle Monaghan. This is her newest contemporary romance. About a single mother who's offered a pretty woman type deal that's too good to refuse. Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It by Brooke Averick, or Averick, I never know how to pronounce her last name. Meet Phoebe Berman. Despite being a hopeless romantic, she's about to be a 30-year-old virgin. With 1 month before her milestone birthday, she's determined to finally lose it, if her own anxiety doesn't slow her down. If you don't know, Brooke is a influencer and she has a podcast and she's a huge romance reader. She talks a lot about how much she loves romance books, and she has often discussed her writing journey. So I'm actually really curious to read this. It has been getting a lot of really good reviews, early reviews too, which is interesting. So I am curious about this one. Then the last new release for May is A Dark and Wild Wood by Sarah Nicole Lemon. Inspired by the tale of Bluebird, A Dark and Wild Wood is the lush and atmospheric story of a maiden with dark magic who becomes the apprentice to Lord Death for a price. Then there are 2 re-releases. I honestly have not been keeping up with any re-releases so far this year. I feel like so many books are being traditionally published from being self-published, and so much is going on. So much is happening. I feel like I can barely keep up. These are the 2 that I know of and that I'm looking forward to. Well, one of them I've already read, but the other one I'm looking forward to. So the first one is Lucky Shot by Rebecca Genshak. This is the first book in the Moonshot Hockey series. This was originally self-published and it is now being traditionally published. The paperback comes out March 31st. I believe you can read this as an ebook right now if you want to, but I am waiting for the paperback. I've heard really good things about this. It's a hockey romance. Grumpy Sunshine, single dad, forced proximity, and with a found family, which is right up my street for hockey romance. The other re-release is Little Lies by Helena Hunting. This again was originally self-published and now is being published with Entangled, I do believe. And this will be out May 19th. I did read this and I gave it 4 stars. I honestly do not remember very much of this, but this is a spin-off of the Puck series and the All In series. It follows Alex and Violet's daughter from Pucked, Rook and Lainey's son from A Lie for a Lie. This is also a hockey romance. It's like friends to lovers, college age. I did enjoy it, but I don't really remember much about it. So those were all the books that I'm anticipating for the next 3 months. I honestly don't know how many of them I will read because, like I said, I haven't been reading a lot. I haven't been in a big reading mood. I am also not going to do a wrap up until maybe the end of March or even end of April. We'll see, because I've only read 4 books so far this year and one was a reread. I don't really have much to talk about. I'm going to wait until I hopefully read more. I have a little bit of time off here in March for my birthday, so I'm hoping to get some reading done around then. But the only other reading plans that I do have are to read If You Claim Me by Helena Hunting. This is the 5th book in the Toronto Terror series, and I need to read this before I read If You Keep Me. I am very tempted to just jump into that one and then read this one after, but I feel like I probably won't end up reading this if I skip to the next one, so I need to read this first. And then I also do need to read Duke by Jessica Peterson. This is the 4th book in the Lucky River Ranch series. I need to read this one before Rider comes out, so I do have over a month to get to this one. But yeah, these are like my definite plans for the next 2 months. I'm definitely going to read some of the newer releases. Like, I am hoping to go by No Matter What. I am going to read If You Keep Me, Rider, of course. Fragile Hopes I'm hoping to also read for sure. Probably Lucky Shot as well, because I do love a good hockey romance. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the next month or so. I honestly have not been wanting to read like at all, which really sucks. I'm just not in the headspace to read. Like every time I read something, I can't get past like the halfway mark. So I don't know what's going on, but hopefully I will get out of this little slump soon. But yeah, these are all of my reading plans for the next 3 months. Let me know what books you guys are anticipating for March, April, and May, or any other reading plans that you may have. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!